Right, it's 9:18. We're headed down into the cellar where the doors just opened on its own. Give us a sign that you want to communicate with us. Nothing.
What are you guys?
Well, we've been called ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
But we prefer to be known simply as Ed and Lorraine Warren.
There's someone here that would like to talk to you.
There's something horrible happening in my house.
It's November 1st, 1971. I'm sitting here with Carolyn Perrin, who, with her family, has been experiencing supernatural occurrences. You picking up anything in here, hon?
Something awful happened here, Ed.
What is it? Whatever Lorraine sees, feels, touches, it takes a toll on her. A little piece each time.
You have a lot of spirits in here, but there's the one that I'm most worried about because it is so hateful. Look what she made me do. We have to get out of here.
That's not gonna help.
This thing has latched itself to your family.
Father, we never seen nothing like this.
I'm coming with you.
No way. I can't lose you.
There's a lady in a dirty nightgown that I see in my dreams. She's standing in front of my mom's bed. Do you want to see him?
Yeah?
When the music stops, you see him in the mirror standing behind you.
Look what she made me do.
Hey guys, Movie Fan 356 here, and we just coming at you today with another movie discussion video. If you guys haven't seen these videos before, what we do is we review the film, but we go into more depth than I do with a normal movie review. So this is going to be spoiler heavy, and the movie we're going to be talking about tonight, we just got out of the midnight screening of The Conjuring, which is a new horror film done by James Wan. He directed the first Saw movie, Dead Silence, Insidious, now The Conjuring, and then, of course, Insidious Chapter 2 in September. But so, first off, what was your expectations going into the film?
Well, hi, who am I?
Well, first off, we're going to explain the plot, because I forgot to do that, too. So, the story of the film is, it's based on a true story about the Warrens, who were a couple who was they were a paranormal researching couple. What they did was they went into people's houses that said that were haunted. They investigated it, and occasionally they had to do an exorcism or two. And so yeah, with us talking about The Conjuring, we have Papa Mike, and Mama Bear's over there. She's kind of researching something that was
one of the stars in the movie,
and one of the stars who she was recast in this movie.
I know, but this is who it should have been.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah,
So right there.
Overall, what did you expect walking into the movie?
I didn't know much about this movie, actually.
Right.
I know you guys want to see it, and I like scary movies, so I went.
Yeah,
I wasn't really sure what it was about.
And what were your thoughts coming out of the movie?
Excellent.
Excellent. Yeah, it was
it's gonna be a candidate for scary movie of the year.
Yeah, you know what? So far, this is my top favorite horror movie of the year. Even though not a lot of them has come out this year so far, but this is
the season hasn't happened yet. But.
Yeah, well, yeah, and you know, like I said, we still got Insidious Chapter 2 coming.
Great start of the season.
It's still done by James Wan, so same guy. So maybe there's some competition there with himself. But anyway, yeah. Oh, look who's deciding to join us! Wow. Okay. Now we have everybody here. Okay.
Story in the beginning about the doll, Anna doll.
Yes. Okay.
Really about a Raggedy Ann.
So, like I said, it's a spoiler heavy, so everything that we're going to be talking about is spoilers on The Conjuring. And the movie starts off with, what was it, Annabelle?
Annabelle.
The doll. And, why don't you're more familiar with this.
Explain the story of
Yeah, you're the
Annabelle.
one with all the backstory on this stuff.
Annabelle was an antique Raggedy Ann doll purchased from a store back in the 70s. 70s, I believe it was. 70s.
It was late 60s.
It was 70 when they did the thingy for it.
Okay.
So in the 70s, mother bought it for her college daughter. And the doll started to move throughout the apartment without nobody moving it. The doll started to leave little notes. There was an incident where she attacked, I guess, some guy that was a friend of hers. Anyway, they called the Warrens because they had heard about them being into the occult stuff and ghost hunting and things like that.
Yeah.
They have it all investigated. And the doll had an entity within it. And so they did their little, I guess, sort of kind of exorcism. I don't know if it was an exorcism they did on the doll. But they did like their little thing that they do. Their investigation, you know, and the doll now is in the Warrens Museum, which is full of other items that are haunted. Yeah. But they explain in the movie that the item itself isn't haunted. It's used to, like, do their dirty work.
Right.
From the spirits,
I did like the doll they
whatever.
used because it was scary.
They did not use a Raggedy Ann doll in the movie. Probably copyright thing, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Of the Raggedy Ann and
yeah,
everything.
they didn't have the rights to use Raggedy Ann.
I was kind of glad they didn't because I don't know if you could see any of that over there.
Oh yeah, look at that! It's a Raggedy Ann collection, and there's some over there too.
I'm a huge Raggedy Ann collector.
That's actually how we met.
Probably about 100 dolls and figurines and stuff. So I'm glad I didn't use Raggedy Ann. However, I think it would have been better, but I would have been scared out of my motherfucking mind.
Right.
But
not that you weren't already, but we'll get to that.
Somehow, though, that movie really got to me in the beginning because in the movie they have a dog, and the dumb dog, looked just like the dog I grew up with. And of course, they
not like this dog.
They killed the dog in the beginning.
That dog.
Yeah, no, they couldn't just use a German Shepherd. You know, they had to use a dog I grew up with. It was very rare. It's a collie cocker. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, smart dog. It looked just like my dog. So that kind of got me there for a minute there, along with me being a Raggedy Ann collector and some other wild, crazy stories nobody wants to hear about, but I'm just traumatized from it when I was a child. Just believe me. Watch Raggedy Ann dolls if you have any.
Definitely traumatized.
So, going into the movie,
yes,
because
back to the movie
of the story being about Annabelle, I was like, whoa! So now I got a bigger, higher expectation of this movie. I got more scared, more nervous.
Right.
You know, like digging my nails at myself, biting myself. I was scared.
And this is something we've researched because we actually want to go to the museum, which is in Rochester.
Yeah, so this is a very true story. I've read up all up on the Warrens before.
I've done some research on them before too.
There's actually nothing evil about
like
the doll. She's not evil, no. However, when I die, I might possess her, but it's another story. So I had high expectations once I realized what it was all about. And then it kind of kicks it in to the story of the parents. They move into a house that was owned by a witch back in the 1800s.
But they don't know this, of course.
Hung herself and all that. Yeah, but they don't find that out right away. But things start happening. Bump in the night, the kids getting grabbed.
Now, this is why I love this movie, is because
Mom
they did it
bruised.
realistic.
They did it very realistic.
You don't see really the ghost. You see a couple things of the ghost.
Right.
But you see, you hear the noises. You see the doors knocking. You see pictures falling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mom just shows up with mysterious bruising.
How a real haunting would happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Pictures falling off the wall.
Good job,
strange noises. The foul odor. Cold room. Yeah, that whole thing. So, like, the stupid bitch that was sitting behind us had a scream.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god! I knew from the get-go, man, I was about ready to move my seat. Girl behind us kept screaming at everything, so naturally I'm jumping out of my fucking seat.
And I'm laughing.
And it takes a lot to get me to jump out of my seat.
You were jumping too.
I jumped like 2 or 3
He
times
jumped.
in the
They
movie.
both jumped. They was both scared.
I don't ever
The
remember
girl
him
behind
jumping.
us scared us more than the movie scared us.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
she was like right there.
Ah!
Every little freaking thing.
But yeah.
So actually, it kind of helped. You know, that kind of added to it because we had that, you know, surround
Right.
sound screaming right in our back behind us.
Then we had, oh hell no!
Oh, I did that at one point. Yeah, there was this dude, or I think it was a dude that said it, right?
It was a girl and a guy.
Oh,
It was a
said
girl
it.
and a guy. They were like,
hell no.
oh, hell no. So at one point in the movie,
Yeah.
they didn't say it, so I'm like, fucking, I'm gonna, oh, hell no.
When a kid hollered out, I found a little girl. She's in the floor,
Yeah.
and the mom was like, "Oh, bitch moan, go get the kid. Gotta kill the kid." Yeah, the whole story's kind of neat, you know.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I like,
more than one ghost in it though.
yeah, well,
There was a little boy, which was actually, he was not there to hurt the little girl. He was there to help that little
Right.
girl. Yeah. Turned out, you know, because he was showing her where to hide.
And then there was another mother who killed somebody.
Yeah, the
Yep.
lady just totally, oh, nobody's going to own my land. She put a whole curse on it. And anybody that moved anywhere on her land, she took care of that business. Had the moms kill the kids, so she
I
possessed
wanted
the
to
mom.
go to that house.
So, yeah,
Yes.
if you really, you know, you want to go kill
You
your
know where
kids
that house
and get away
is.
with it, go move
Please
that
leave a
property.
comment so we can go see it.
right.
Yeah, we like to go to haunted places because we're a little crazy.
One thing I liked about this movie is it started off for a little bit. There was 2 separate storylines, and then eventually
Yeah.
they came in together. That was really cool.
Because
I
they go
liked it.
back to the Annabelle
Right.
thing.
Right. And I like that there was one story, and then you go transition to another story, and then at some point in the movie they come together and make it one story. So.
And when it comes together, it's real powerful.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
When it comes together, that's when the movie picked up. Because it does take a little bit to take off a little bit, but you know it worked out fine. Because
It's perfect though, because that's how it happens. Really happens.
Yeah,
Right.
and it shows, you know, how it can move
Because you give spirits
to an
power, the more you're
object that's
scared.
nowhere near around.
The more
because
you're
it went
scared,
through
the more
necklace.
power you give to spirits.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
So that's why it starts off slow and it builds up. So
Yeah,
it was really good.
definitely.
Really good build up in the movie.
Yeah, it was a good build up.
But I have to say this though, I was very impressed with the woman that played the Mrs. Warren.
Oh yeah,
She really put a lot of feeling into her character.
yeah, she
and
did.
the mother too
And
was pretty awesome.
She was really good because she not only, you know, she could see and feel things.
Right,
Like she touched the mom on the one thing, and she's seen the day that they had at the beach, you know.
right.
And she really felt that. She got really emotional. So she was really connected to the character of Mrs. Warren. I think she did a really good job. The dad,
Oh, she did.
the Mr. Warren wasn't too bad either, but she
Patrick
really
Wilson,
did. She really was really good with that. And I was
So was the
I was
mom. The
impressed
mom
with
was
that.
really good too.
Oh yeah, yeah. She was
Yeah, I
good.
was really impressed with that, and you know, I gotta give a
Some-
high five to them girls for.
Oh my god, the
God.
girls
you
were
know,
spectacular,
They
man.
went flying,
They-
got their hair pulled, cut off.
Oh yeah, they were troopers.
You know, mom was
Banging
coming
her
at
head
them with
against
the
the-
Most kids wouldn't be able to do that
scissors,
shit, and
You
then-
Sitting there
know,
banging her head against the cabinet.
Oh yeah,
it was some pretty good
They were
actors there for the
sleepwalking. There's all
kids.
kinds of stuff.
it was great
The,
acting.
when the girl was scared because the dude behind the door, she really looked
She
like
was
she was
feeling,
scared.
yeah.
She looked. Really
I think she
scared.
honestly was scared when she was filming that part.
Yeah, she probably.
She
they probably
really was scared. And then the other girls look
Yeah.
when she's just standing there and they all look at her.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised
She's
none of them
frozen
pissed their
there.
pants like The Exorcist.
Oh.
You stand there and pee because you just scared the piss out of me.
Right.
Ah.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Let's go down the line. Chris, what was your favorite scare?
My favorite scare. Well, I liked a lot of them, even though I knew they were coming. I still enjoyed them. But like we were talking about in the car on the way home, my favorite's probably gonna have to be when the thing was on the cabinet and then it jumped down. That was really cool.
That was my favorite scare too. I just like it. Just came and it just came out of nowhere. So I
Right.
really like that. What was your favorite scare, babe?
I'd probably have to say that part, or when the mom was down in the basement
Oh yeah, and
and the little girl, you want to play hide and clap?
hide and clap. Yeah, that was my favorite.
Or when she's like, she says, "I'm gonna lock you down here," and she gets locked down there. That part.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and she's like, "Hey, want to play hide and clap?" It's pure darkness behind her, and you just hear her voice go, "Hey, want to play hide and clap?" And then all of a sudden, boom, hands. That got me.
It got dark again.
That was probably my favorite, actually. And then the cabinet would probably be my second favorite.
The cabinet was my favorite.
There was a lot of great.
You're definitely gonna jump in this movie.
Yeah, and you are definitely gonna be seeing these jump scares coming, but they still work.
I don't scare easy.
Right.
Trust me, it takes a lot to get me to scared.
Yep.
But I think the girl sitting behind us kind of like edged it on, screaming like a little bitch.
It's a midnight premiere, and there was a bunch of, I don't mean to be racist, but there was a bunch of black people in there, and you know how they get in the movie.
It just, I got high blood pressure. She could have given me a heart attack,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still sad about the dog.
Oh yeah.
She looked just like my dog.
What'd you guys think of the whole birds moment when there was like that moment where the birds?
There was a tribute to Alfred Hitchcock.
There was an homage to the birds by Alfred Hitchcock. And
I thought it was awesome.
Right, I looked at him. I'm like, what? Just turn into the birds.
One of my favorite movies of all time is The Birds.
Oh, I love The Birds.
Alfred Hitchcock might be my favorite director of all time.
Yeah.
Crazy birds.
So it's awesome when all the birds start flying around. They come into the window.
Yep.
But this is during exorcism. And
right. This was like towards the end during the exorcism.
And you can tell how powerful that spirit was in that.
Oh yeah.
The levitation.
There's always a levitation when they're doing the exorcism.
And then when she comes through the sheet, face.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It's like show yourself.
The doll they used though, that doll was pretty freaky.
James Wan always uses creepy dolls in his movies. I mean, think of Dead Silence, for example. Those were creepy looking
Should have
dolls.
been her. Just saying, James Wan should have been her.
Yeah, but I would have been more scared, and wouldn't be going to sleep tonight.
Right. I think you'd be throwing all your raggedy hands in the box somewhere.
I'm sitting here looking at my stuff like, only because, there's a whole little story when I was little that, my parents, they're stupid, I tell you. I had this incident when I was little, somebody grabbing me, but nobody was there, and my parents told me, oh, it was your Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh, no.
So my whole life I've been picked on by my family, saying, your doll wanted a drink of water was your Raggedy Ann. No, it was not. I even had the bruise on my back to prove it. Nobody was in the house. There was nobody there, and it happened more than once, and they kept telling me it was just a Raggedy Ann doll. So that did not help,
right.
So I did lock my Raggedy Ann in the closet for a while, but then I felt no, because that kind of made me feel better because Raggedy Ann was in my arms.
Raggedy Ann is the reason that we are together.
But I got picked on.
How could you do that to Raggedy Ann?
My brother and sister picked on me for it. My brother tortured my Raggedy Ann doll, and I still have her. She's a mess. And that just made me want to collect more Raggedy Ann dolls. So I have a whole huge collection.
And actually, the Raggedy Ann doll she has looks like the Raggedy Ann that is animated.
Yes, I have that doll. She's just old and beat up.
Just a smaller version of it.
Been peed on, tore apart, restitched.
I have one more question for you guys.
Yes.
What was your least favorite part of the movie, Chris?
My least favorite part of the movie, we talked about the whole birds thing towards the end with the exorcism. I like that, but I didn't like when the birds were, kind of flying like that, and then boom, they snapped their neck. That was, I'd go without that.
The dog dying. Why did the dog have to die?
Why couldn't we see the dog?
No,
that would have made it more worse for her.
That's true.
Why couldn't they use a golden retriever or a freaking lab?
And that's the thing about this movie, and some horror movies in general do it, some don't.
My least favorite part was because I didn't know the bird part was coming in the movie.
Yeah.
Was when the bird was dead after the dog died.
Yeah.
I had no idea why the bird was dead. But then the bird's part happened later, so I kind of understood it. But at that time, it made no sense.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like...
I was expecting the birds to kind of like peck somebody in the eye or something.
Right, I was kind of expecting that one, too.
Pluck an eye out, like in the movie, like in The Crow, how the bird attacks them, Nothing wild happened with that. I was also kind of thinking maybe they were going to find a dead body, when she's pulling that noose up from
when she's like...
I thought maybe there was going to be a dead body attached to it that nobody found.
So
but no.
We got your favorite scare and your least favorite part of the movie. What was your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part of the movie. It's probably the same as my favorite scare when she goes down there and she's like, I'm gonna lock you in, then she gets locked in and the whole wanna play hide and clap. That's probably my favorite part.
My favorite part was the whole rocking chair scene.
The rocking chair scene was good.
Oh, or the old ladies
Annabelle, yeah.
brushing Annabelle's hair.
Yeah.
I love that because that tied in the
It's
whole
creepy.
movie.
I got an old rocking chair too. It was my grandma's.
That tied in the whole movie for me.
Right.
The witch being able to go through the locket and showing up over there with Annabelle and doing her hair.
My favorite part was the beginning where they were doing the story about Annabelle.
Oh
But
yeah. That was a
they
good
should
part.
have been able to put the Raggedy Ann part in there, but
We know you probably
you know.
couldn't, Mr. Wan, but it would have been awesome.
Right.
yeah. You know how many dolls they probably could have sold? They could have made like evil looking Raggedy Anns. I would have sold about one of those.
Well, then I would have had to buy you more dolls because they would have made new ones.
Right.
Yeah.
But maybe it would get the production going because, you know, I'm getting.
We got a rare Raggedy Ann.
I
Comment
need
below.
some. I'm going with
Right.
the
Leave your email
withdrawal.
address.
Yeah. Do
What's
I
that.
will get in
Withdrawal.
contact with you.
I will take anything. Stickers, pencil, piece of paper. You know, I really want a lunchbox. I
Raggedy
had
Ann.
one. My mom threw it away. I want a Raggedy Ann lunchbox and Raggedy Ann paper dolls. And I want a good Raggedy Ann tea set. That's what I really want.
Now, in horror movies, do you guys prefer if you see something or prefer to not see something?
Oh, you gotta
Like-
see it. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, like a spirit. Like, if there's a spirit or something haunting, do you prefer to see the spirit or do you
Oh
prefer
yeah,
not to?
I prefer to see it because
I prefer the build-up of not seeing it.
you have to be
I agree
able
with
to
you.
you have to be able to look it in the face.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer the build-up of not seeing it and not.
And it might be
till the
somebody
end.
familiar. You never know. It might be something you've already seen.
Right. I just find
I've seen some weird shit in my time, you know.
horror movies much scarier
Green
when
Mummy?
you're not seeing
I'm waiting
what's
for that to pop up in a movie.
Like this movie, I like it when you don't really see her
right.
until near the end.
Right, and I love that because, you know, whoa. I mean, yeah, there are a little glimpse of.
But it makes it more real because a real haunting, that's how stuff's going to work. You're not going to see the spirit.
Right. I agree.
Unless you
Well,
can see.
at least it wasn't about a Ouija board this time.
Yes, there was no Ouija board in this movie.
But they still blamed it on the witch.
Eh,
They always blame it on the witch and the Ouija board. They make it all sound so bad.
Okay, out of 10, Chris.
oh, you're asking me first, huh?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna give it a 10.
No faults with the movie.
No, not really, no.
Give it a 9. They shouldn't have used the dog, and they should have put in the Raggedy Ann doll. Yeah, they should have killed the dog.
I give it a 9.9 just because they didn't use the doll.
Oh,
I know that wasn't Juan's fault. I'm sure there was some licensing issues.
oh yeah.
But
Copyright.
since it was based on a true story, why can't you use the true thing?
Yeah.
So 10, 9, and a 9.9 over there. So
But I am already voting this a candidate for movie of the year.
Yeah, horror movie of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
have
don't
to
think
agree.
anybody
It's
else.
not movie of the year. That's still World War Z.
I don't think any other one's gonna top that.
But this is
Right.
horror movie of the year
well,
right now.
I don't know. Insidious Chapter 2. It's the same director as this one, so
And I think that the Mrs. Warren should get something for doing her part so well.
But this movie
it's a definite.
was on fire.
It was on fire, is what it was.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
above my head, make me look like I'm a devil or something.
Just make sure you guys lock the windows tonight, because we don't want any of this, coming in and.
This is already in the house. It's gonna be staring at you all night, Christopher.
Yeah.
And it's right over
It
there.
might even get up and say, "Hey, it's right there."
Actually, you want to know what creeps me out more of your dolls is the Pinocchio.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Pinocchio
to.
always creeps me out.
There's nothing wrong with my Pinocchio.
Pinocchio always creeps me out.
He's just kind of creepy
No,
looking
I
with the
love
smile.
Pinocchio.
It's.
It's creepy.
You want to play the hide and clap game? Hide and clap.
That's another thing with the whole hide and clap thing when they were playing hide and seek for the first time and they're clapping. I'm like, well done, that's cheating. You can't do that. And then as the movie progresses, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a new
3
game.
claps.
Yeah. Right. I'm like, okay, 3 claps. It's fine.
Yeah, back in my time, you were allowed to something. Like it was like Marco Polo. Marco Polo.
Yeah, the Marco
You were
Polo.
allowed to do this, but this was back in the 70s. You would understand that. Oh, and by the way, the pajamas the little girl wears, I had those when I was a kid.
Which one?
The
yellow
younger
pajamas.
one.
Oh, the younger
The one
one?
that kept getting her leg pulled.
Oh, yeah, that
the
one.
first time she went and it was in the bedroom, the yellow pajamas she
Yeah.
had. Me and my sister had a pair of those.
And all I have to say is I feel sorry for the dad. 5 girls and a wife.
I liked
Right.
it. I liked it.
He
They
had no men
actually
in his
wore
life.
Oh my god.
clothes from the 70s. That was
I think
really
even
good.
the dog was a female.
I think he was so happy to have a male friend in Mr. Warren. It was
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you know they played together, pretty good. I
They're
thought
really good acting in this movie.
Yeah.
Really good acting.
Yeah.
they worked together
They did
well.
really
Children were really good. Everybody was really good in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, the mom had did it, that one, the Ukraine,
The
the
mom
Ukraine movie. What's that movie?
The mom is the only famous
I don't-
one. Only the famous.
Where she
actress.
goes to the house, it's haunted. Liam Neeson's in it. Gets there and she finds out she's related to the guy that used to own the house and he used to kill all the children.
Yeah, she's the only one that's really been in
What's the
any
name of that
movies that I
movie?
know of.
It was on TV.
Patrick Wilson, the guy who plays Mr. Warren, he's in a lot of
Well,
movies.
she did good in that movie.
He's actually in Insidious, and he's going to be in Insidious 2. He's in Watchmen. He's in
Oh yeah, he was in one.
he's in a couple different things.
But she's the one I recognize the most.
Yeah, I recognize Patrick Wilson the most.
Not Rosemary.
That's because you're gay.
What the hell is the name of that movie?
I recognize one.
Rosemary's Baby?
No.
I heard you say Rosemary, so I was thinking
It's
maybe-
about a house, and they get to the house. It was a study thing. She gets there, but the guy that brought them there, they did a scary movie after it.
You're talking about
Okay, remember the scary movie where Tori Spelling's getting humped in the ceiling by the one guy?
yeah.
That movie's based on the movie that woman played in. It was making fun of that movie.
It wasn't The Exorcist. It wasn't Poltergeist.
No.
Was it House on Haunted Hill?
No.
I know it wasn't that. I haven't watched that movie in forever either.
I don't know. This is my favorite movie since Exorcism.
It was on TV a couple weeks ago.
It's been that long
think of
since
it
I've seen
later.
a horror movie that was as good as this.
Right. Yeah, this is a very... If you like horror movies in general, or you like, horror movies that are just, like, creepy, that can scare the shit out of you, as opposed to a guy in a mask walking around and shit, definitely check this out.
It was better than Paranormal Activity.
Way better than
I love
Paranormal
horror
Activity.
movies, but I said this horror movie is the best I've seen since Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Yeah.
That's the last movie I really
This was a
loved.
really great
and it
one.
was a really good storyline.
Oh, yeah.
Good actors.
Like I said, when you guys first watch for a little
Good effects.
bit, you're going to see two different storylines, and you're going to be like, okay, this is kind of boring. It's just... But then they're going to come together as one big
I
story.
wasn't bored with
That's
it
a
one
good
minute.
And, I wasn't really bored with it. I was just kind of like, okay, two stories. I gotta try to follow both of
Great
them.
build-up in the movie.
Yeah, it was a good build-up. Once it actually gets to the build-up.
As soon as they started talking about the Annabelle, I was like, oh.
Which
boy.
was in the first 10 seconds of the movie, so...
Yeah.
It starts off.
Yeah, so...
And it was the real Annabelle video.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, minus the doll.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They had to use a different doll
But they copied the video because they seen that.
because that was a scary doll, though.
So if you like horror movies, check out The Conjuring. Like I said,
I also recommend doing some research on the Warrens
Yes.
before you watch the
Do
movie.
some research
Oh yeah,
on the ones.
yeah. That way you'll be more scared when you go see it.
Right.
Because you'll appreciate the movie a lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is based
me
on
and
the true
her
story.
know about the Warrens, so it really surprised me it was about them, and then that they followed their story pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Made me pretty happy.
and look up you can type in the haunted Raggedy Ann doll, and it'll give you the story of Annabelle, which is the Raggedy Ann doll. And it'll show pictures and everything. Mrs. Warren's in some of them.
And they'll show you the
pictures of
glass
her.
case that is in the movie.
Yeah, she actually is encased in a glass case now with a big, definitely do not open.
Positively do not open.
Yeah,
I like that sign.
in a museum.
In Rochester, New York.
I'm not sure if you can tour the museum. I have to find that out. I think you can, but I'm not 100%.
Where you want to go?
Yes.
But you don't want to touch
So
anything.
if anybody's been there, let us know.
Yeah.
And if you want to send us free tickets,
Alright, that'd be
that
nice.
too.
If you got some unwanted Raggedy Ann stuff you want too, you know.
If you guys do that, I will send you guys free tickets to any movie you want. So, yeah, we all.
That's because you work at Cinemark.
I work at Cinemark, the best seat in town. So yeah, we all give it a high rating. I give it a 10. She gives it a 9 and 9.9.
Shouldn't have
So
killed the dog.
it's all a high rating. So definitely go check it out. It's worth watching.
Best horror movie in a few years.
It's my favorite horror movie in a long time, actually.
Mhm. Yeah,
Really,
actually.
it's really
So
good.
yeah.
I think the last one that really was good was one of Rob Zombie's. I think it was
House for 1,000 Is that a
no,
Halloween?
no, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
He didn't
Was
do
that
those.
him? Okay, whoever did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one,
Not the last
Michael
one.
Bay.
the one,
Not the last one. The
not
one
the
Michael
last
Bay
one,
produced it.
the one before it.
The beginning or the one with Jessica Biel.
with Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel.
Yeah, that one, Jessica Biel.
Yeah, that one.
That was pretty good. I liked that. And then the Paranormal Activities movies. The last
They're
one.
okay.
I wasn't impressed with the last one.
I don't like any of them really.
The second and third one I really like. The first one that just scared me because I'm like, oh my god,
Another found footage movie.
But I seen that one at home. But I went to the theater to see the other ones, so
Yeah.
it's a big
Well, the
difference.
movie I liked better out of that type of movie, not Paranormal Activity, was what happened in Alaska or something.
The Fourth Kind. Was it that one?
The Fourth Kind, I think.
There was
But it was a
aliens.
documentary type movie. Like aliens come to the house. And then it's horror, but it's aliens.
I don't know.
It's a really good movie. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
The Fourth Kind was a good movie.
Fourth Kind was a good movie.
It's best to watch
Yeah.
movies about demons and ghosts in theater.
Yeah, definitely on the big screen because
You-
the lights are off. You get the surround sound.
Best effect, including an idiot screaming behind you.
Oh hell no!
We're here in the midnight premiere, so you knew it was going to be a fun time.
It's always a fun time going to a premiere. Whenever you can go to one.
Yeah, definitely.
You haven't been to a premiere, go
She
to one.
really jumped. I think she got up out that chair when
Right.
she jumped.
Come on, you
screamed.
jumped about 10 feet.
Oh, because she fucking the way she reacted.
How's
I
that?
wouldn't have jumped that bad.
Yeah, and like I said, you do know a lot of the jump scares are coming because they are predictable, but they still manage to be good. So
Right.
that's always good. I think the last horror
I was
movie.
disappointed at the end. There should have been a scare.
Yeah. At the end, I'm like,
one
what
of those,
the fuck?
One of those, it's not over yet kind of thing.
Yeah, one of those. It's not
A new
over
family
yet.
in the house or something, or she goes home to her little girl.
But
Or
being that that's a true story,
Annabelle's
it was
out of her
over.
cage,
Right.
maybe.
Being that a true story, I know it's over.
Right.
But it would be nice if they came up with some way to make a second one.
So definitely all three of our favorite horror
Return
movies
of
of 2013.
Only with Raggedy
And
Ann.
2012, because there was nothing last year.
2012
They're not
had.
gonna make a part 2 of that. They
Oh, no,
they
no,
might
no,
make
no.
more stories about the Warrens, but I don't think they're gonna make a part 2 about that story.
Right. It's not
Maybe
going
they
to
can do the Annabelle story.
Maybe they can expand on that one a little bit.
Yeah, that's an idea.
There you go.
That will scare the crap
James
out
Wan.
of me. But,
James Wan, after you're done with Fast and Furious 7, and
Annabelle.
yeah, work on
If
that
you need a
one.
Raggedy Ann, we got a few.
Also, I'd also really love to see a Dead Silence 2, so make that happen.
We
too.
love Dead Silence.
Yes, I love all of his movies.
Silence.
All of his movies he's done so far, I've liked. You got the first
yeah,
Saw.
because Mary Shaw wouldn't yeah, she was wasn't exactly gone,
Yeah,
so she could still get people, but she was just trying to get the descendants of
Exactly.
the people that killed her. Maybe one slipped through the knothole. She didn't know it. One was given up for adoption somewhere.
maybe. Oh, interesting.
So she thought she got the last one. But
Right,
there was
and then-
one.
hmm And then maybe he or she didn't know it, and so they do some background checks and research and all that, and he tries to go, or she tries to go, find out about their family, and then boom, he runs into Mary Shaw. And,
That's a good idea.
yeah,
You hear that, James Wan?
James Wan, come on.
Man, we gotta have some ideas.
Kevin Greiner told me your script
You
supervisor.
gotta do a little more Alfred Hitchcock stuff.
You gotta have the bird in again.
I like the bird.
Yeah,
People really need to stop killing the dogs in the movies.
I think this is the first
That
time James
spoils
Wan
it.
ever did that.
Because there's got to be a scene where a dog
Well,
comes to
legal
the
now,
rescue.
technically.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's like, they need a movie where the dog does not get killed, but the dog comes to the rescue.
Yeah.
Or the dog maybe gets possessed. Like, somebody, the demon comes out of the person that enters the dog.
Yeah.
And then you got some crazy Cujo-like dog,
So is there any part of the movie that you would sell, Chris?
Any part of the movie that I would sell? Not really. Like I said, pretty much the only thing I didn't care for was the birds, running into the window throughout the movie until, like, well, obviously not.
Until we forgot what it was about.
Right. That's pretty much it.
Recall, the dog dying.
I didn't mind that, but
I minded that.
I know
Especially
you
when
did.
the dog was just like my dog.
Yeah.
The first dead bird, because it made no sense to me.
Right, it's
but I understand him because he was building up to the birds.
I thought he just.
Alfred Hitchcock homage.
I thought it was just another one of those Windex commercials where they're, scrubbing the window and the bird thinks it's open and he flies in and boom! I thought that's what it was going
But
to
it was a nice homage to Alfred Hitchcock. I give you the props for that. The way he built up to it,
Yeah.
It should have just happened. Okay, we're like, oh, cool, Alfred Hitchcock.
So, yeah, definitely check it out. We all give it a high rating. Is there anything else you guys want to add?
Stop killing dogs.
Stop killing dogs? We already knew
We
that.
love Raggedy.
James Wan, you're doing a great
love
job.
Raggedy.
You have not done a bad movie yet, so I'm hoping Insidious Chapter 2 is pretty good.
It looks good.
It looks good, yeah, it really does.
I have to go watch part 1 again.
I got part 1, we can watch it
Refreshing
whenever.
my memory on it. I only seen it once.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all we gotta say for today, and we'll see you guys in the next video.